Hog Riders were the first troop within Clash of Clans to make it to level 10. Now that increased level gave them a big boost and skyrocketed themselves into the meta for Town Hall 13. This video will break down exactly how to use the Hog Riders so that you can get some 3 stars yourself. Alrighty guys, let's dive straight into this. I'm going to very briefly let you know how the Hog Riders worked against this base and Town Hall 13 in general, then we will go into a bit more depth once we get through the replay. So there's a few adjustments at Town Hall 13 that weren't there anywhere else, namely on defense, that is the scatter shots. Now they are splash damage defenses, they will take out Hog Riders very quickly, so in this replay we're going to be using the Stone Slammer to take out one of them, a Pecker and an Ice Golem in there as well just in case but also to distract, and the second scatter shot, the beautiful thing is that you can distract them from a distance, so it's not like a multi-inferno or a wizard tower. The Queen will be down here by the Town Hall but will distract that scatter shot the whole time for Hog Riders to come through. Now you might be asking, well that's all well and good, but what about this Archer Queen in the center of the base? Well, that is where the Royal Champion is a fantastic addition and will help to take that down. I would say the main defense at Town Hall 13 for you to take down for a Hog Rider attack is the Town Hall. The Giga Inferno can shred your Hog Riders and the Giga Bomb underneath it is very damaging as well, so you will need the Grand Warden's ability. I would say your Queen Charge, your kill squad, try and get the Town Hall. It's not a necessity, you can take it down mid-raid, you could leave it right until the end of the attack if you want to be very risky, but I would recommend taking it out at the start. Let me know what you think in the comments though. Do you agree with me on that one? Now for this attack, we have Asker, and he's created the funnel beautifully. Initially here with air troops, in order to allow the Queen to just funnel herself around and then into the base towards that Town Hall, as we had the King powering down the right hand side here, and the King was able to lure the Clan Castle troops. Obviously, if you are doing a fresh attack, you want to be ensuring that you're checking what's in there because it could shred Hog Riders. The Queen is beautiful in this raid, takes out that Town Hall before shooting the Ice Golems. So I really love that one Hog Rider there as well. There was a Tesla here and it was by itself, so one Hog Rider was able to snipe that off. Whenever you can do a quick exchange like that, I would always recommend it. Just chill out. Through the attack, don't panic. If the Queen's on the Ice Golems and she is slowly getting through that, just let her do her thing. Hog Riders is a pretty quick attack, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. As soon as the scatter shot locks onto the Queen, we have the Stone Slammer coming into this area. Now that will go down, and also it will help with pathing of the Hog Riders. So this is where a Sui Hog Rider, a Sui Lava Loon attack has been affected in the meta. It is more difficult due to the scatter shot, but you can use the Queen Charge Hog Riders, the regular kill squad Hog Riders, very much the same. However, I think the best method is the Queen Charge. So the scatter shot goes down, and look at this thin layer of defenses now that the Hog Riders can come straight in and they go straight through the defenses. You know what Hog Riders will do. They're incredibly predictable in terms of their pathing. You just need to make sure that you do have the spread enough, so we kind of have 2 chunks here. And notice the Royal Champion just inside the Hog Riders as well. She is a defense targeting hero, so she will do an incredible amount of damage onto the defenses, but also this is the beauty. This is where it gets interesting. The Royal Champion will fight back. Clan Castle troops, heroes, she will fight back. So the enemy Queen in the middle here, you would normally take a Skelly spell for that. A new option at Town Hall 13, and I'd highly recommend it, is the Royal Champion. Not because she will just take down the Queen, but because of the reasons we mentioned prior to that. She's also helping to take down defenses, and look at how quickly that Queen went down. Incredibly quick. You might have also noticed the scatter shot. It does transfer off onto the Ice Golem now, but it was tanked onto the Queen for the longest time. That is the adjustments to the Hog Riders at Town Hall 13. We have a few other attacks which are slightly different. I always select the replays in a way that each one does give you separate value in terms of education, so be sure to stick out the next couple as well. But if you're interested in seeing daily educational but entertaining Clash of Clans videos, be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell. The other thing not to forget, very simple, but it's easy to forget, when the Hog Riders come in and they start taking out the defences, get them cleanup troops in. You do not want to time fail. We all know how good Itsu is with the Hog Riders, and this attack is testimony to that. Now, I will link Itsu's channel down in the description. Please go and check it out. Let him know that we sent you. He's a good friend of mine and he has an excellent YouTube channel. Notices on this one that the Town Hall is reachable from the outside with the Archer Queen. Now, remember what I said in the first replay. I believe the Town Hall is the key defense to get down now. Not only does it get you that 2-star, it just does so much damage onto your troops. So the Archer Queen can basically step straight up and get this down. Just has to create the funnel, which he uses with the Baby Dragon and a couple of other troops down to the bottom here, but namely the King to power this right hand side. That will allow the Queen to get the Town Hall, and he's going to then walk the Queen this way up so that she can take the enemy Queen, strip out all of them defenses and just get huge value. So let's go ahead and watch it, guys. Then the Hog Riders, you've seen a sneak peek at this at the start of the video, come straight in towards the multi-inferno. Pops the Queen down first so that the Coconut Loon may get a shot off onto the Archer Tower as well. Your Queen's not going to take major damage from that Archer Tower initially. It's literally the time that it takes you to put the balloon in and then switch and put the healers in. Now, I love that the King was used on that top side because it means the Queen is much more likely to run down to this bottom side where we want her, and then the funnel with the Baby Dragon can be created later on, because essentially we want the Queen to walk through this little pocket. We do not want her to come onto the outside here, but we want to ensure she gets that Town Hall first. Now, the Queen being a ranged troop is very much like the Grand Warden, so let's quickly show you that. If you place her where the healers are, she will shoot outwards in each direction and self-funnel. So she will then just step up here because she's a ranged troop. So if you want her to go physically forward, you can go ahead and do that, but just know that it can then be unpredictable from there whether she goes left or right. So that's why, since we've taken out this right area, we remove that unpredictability and she comes down to the bottom and then into the base because of the funnel with the Baby Dragon, with the balloon and with the wizard. Once them defenses are tanked, it's easy to just sneak them troops in and allows the Queen into that little pocket. Beautiful planning, very precise, just to make sure that she goes exactly where you want her. This attack would be a different story if she went the other side of that wall, because she might not necessarily loop up to the Queen. Now, I want to point out as well, notice just a freeze spell onto the Queen. You don't need to constantly rage your healers. Just know that you can use a single spell slot in that of the freeze as well. You can even use a poison to slow down that Queen if it is going to be used alongside Clan Castle troops. But let's now have a look at the pathing for the Hog Riders again. So we've got this area where they can come in from. That's kind of standard for a Hog Rider attack, isn't it? Just thinning out the area, getting them in. It's standard for any style of attack, really. And the Stone Slammer can reinforce to this side, just pick off a defense or two, nothing major, but then it's just going to pop out even more Hog Riders, and you have 45 troop capacity of Hog Riders, so you get huge amounts of damage. Again, the Royal Champion is merged in with that. Even though we don't have to take down the Queen, the Royal Champion gets just amazing value And the other part of this is you've also got to consider the defending royal champion, because she will attack the Hog Riders, and likewise the Hog Riders will just run past as they normally do. We kind of missed it, but the scattershot was distracted to the Queen Charge again, so that is something that is a bonus for the Queen Charge versus a regular kill squad, in that you can continually distract the scattershot. The freeze spell was also lovely, by the way. Rewind a couple of seconds if you need to see that, but the scattershot and wizard tower were taken down, and you've got to make sure that you are using your spells in areas where you can get multiple value. Could have just randomly put the freeze on top of the scattershot, but ensured to get that wizard tower for extra value. So let's move to the next attack. We talked about how good Itsu was, but remember Sebex of Tribe Gaming? He got a 6-pack using the Queen Charge Hog Riders, and this one had the most epic Queen Charge, taking out the Town Hall initially, breaking her into this area to get the Eagle, Scattershot, Queen. It was incredible, and allowing the Hogs just to come around the bottom. So let's go ahead and break it down for you. Now, after this replay, I will send you across to yesterday's video where we broke down the Yeti Smash. It is the best attack strategy at Town Hall 13. All of the replays were from this war, and it included my 3-star, so we were able to break it down and teach you how to do it yourself. Sebex though starts this one off with one of them teaser style bases with the Town Hall just behind the walls, uses the king to funnel one side so the queen can come down, loop back around and into that Town Hall. Remember what I said about the queen being a ranged troop and being able to funnel herself? Well, it's kind of the same here. She can reach the Town Hall, but she's not going to walk to it, meaning that she will come back across. Now, because of the placement of Sebex's wall breakers, I think he wanted to break this wall here. However, because wall breakers target buildings and the archer tower was standing, that's why they broke this wall. So very smart, adjusts the attack, puts a couple of Hog Riders in alongside that wizard just to funnel these buildings and make sure the queen, once she has taken the lava hound, will then go where he wants her, which is into the base. Sends more wall breakers in, and whenever you can use a rage spell alongside the wall breakers, if it's going to be used for the queen anyways, maybe you have to adjust the timing by a split second. I would definitely do it because it just ensures your queen will get through. So that ensures the queen is into this compartment, and look at what she gets here. Scattershot, queen. CC troops are already gone and out of the question as well. It is beautiful, not to mention this one charging right deep into the base, cuts out the defenses here, which is exactly what you want to do to control Hog Rider pathing. And we will be using similar principles in this one as we did for the others. So the Hog Riders come in alongside Grand Warden and Royal Champion. Just remember that, pop them both down. Now I was on Team Eric as well, and Sebex was planning to use a potion to boost his hero levels, completely forgot, but still got the job done convincingly. The Scattershot, the Stone Slammer, is used onto the couple of defenses on the outside just to keep the Hog Riders moving through the center, the momentum moving through. That is often why you see, perfect example Sebex, a few Hog Riders that may be deployed from attackers onto defenses that sit on the outside of the base. It allows the main focus of the Hog Riders through the center onto the splash damages. That is where you will see the multi-infernos. Now the Scattershot, you need to make sure you're getting through them. Grand Warden's ability can be used pretty much where it gets most value. If you're not taking the Town Hall down with your Queen Charge, that's most definitely when you want to use it. But if not, I would recommend using it either through the Eagle Artillery Fire when you're getting through the Queen so the Royal Champion is protected as well, or just major areas of splash damage, and ensure, like we said, you do not time fail, get the cleanup troops in. So I hope that one has helped you with the Queen Charge into Hog Riders. But if you want to see the best attack strategy, I've linked it here, Yeti Smash, we did it yesterday. We'll be back again tomorrow though, guys. Until then, peace out.